much for having me. I'm so excited, elated, hippopotamus happy, and peacock proud to be here. This is like something that I'm all the way like lit, hype, and turned up about. Happy Pride Month, y'all. Yes, happy Pride Month. So I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me. It's such a privilege and an honor and a blessing to be here, and I just can't wait to like have this conversation and interact with others on the live. And for everyone that's joining, thank you so much for joining and supporting myself and the lovely queen here. So let's get started.
Let's do it. You know what? I wish I was at home because your energy matches mine. I'm trying my best to be low key here, honey. It's not working. Do it for me, honey. Do it for me, because I am just like, I love you already. And I love that flag. My wife, my soon-to-be ex-wife, is Jamaican, half Jamaican and half English. So we have a Jamaican flag, we have a Liberian flag, we have a UK flag, we have a Nigerian flag, and we have an American flag, and the LGBT flag, and a trans flag in my house. And we have all kinds of flags.
Yes. Jamaica's always home for me, and I will always rep home till the day I die.
Amen. So here's the thing though, before I start, what are your pronouns?
She, her, hers.
She, her, hers. Fantastic. So welcome to the Pride Corner, y'all. I'm going to try my best to not be too animated, because once they start recording, my voice is going to carry. But welcome, welcome. I'm also going to upload these episodes to my podcast and to my YouTube channel. So I'm doubly excited because we got to get the message out there. But real quick, so my guest today is Ashley. The show is called The Pride Corner, Our Coming Out Stories and More. And I'm speaking to queer people, allies, and even a few homophobes. Why not? We got to try to convert who we can convert. So Ashley, why? Well, even before that, anyone who can hear my voice, if you can hear my voice, do me a favor, tap the little arrow at the bottom of your screen and invite your friends. Invite as many of your friends as you can so we can have a bigger party, right? And then if you're not following Ashley yet, please follow her. Please follow her. Please follow
you can
me.
Find me on Instagram at @A_R Counseling LLC, and you can also find me on the Book of Faces at ANRC LLC.
What is the Book of Aces?
The Book of Faces, Facebook.
Oh, Faces. I thought you said the Book of Aces. I'm like, okay, what's that? Okay. But you know what? This is so awesome. This is so awesome. So let's get started. Ashley, before we start, everybody gets to tell me one thing that no one else knows about them, or one thing that no people do not know about them. What would that be for you, Ashley?
Ooh, the one thing no one knows about me. So when I'm home by myself for self-care, I go ahead and put on my dance hall, my calypso, my soca, and I will randomly dance all around my house. So when I'm supposed to be getting homework done or notes done or something done, and you're like, yo, at 10 o'clock at night, you're not done yet? Like, and I'm like, no.
Well, so
I am
first
just in
of
the
all, I love soca. I love soca. So could you please hook a sister up with some of that music? Because you know, anyway. And you know what? I think Charles, if Charles is still watching, Charles is from the islands as well. I think Jamaica, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But Charles, if you can hear me, can you type what island you're from and get the show on the road? So the second question is, why did you decide to come live and talk about LGBT stuff? Why?
You know, it really is a topic that it's just and it's not just a topic, right? This is life. This is real everyday life. It's such an important discussion, and I feel like just saying such an important discussion does not even begin to tap the monumental brink of what it is, right? And so as a clinical, as a trauma-informed clinical mental health practitioner, I actually specialize in trauma, general trauma counseling. So that includes racial trauma, sexual trauma, things of that nature. And I also specialize in couples and family counseling to include BIPOC community, the LGBTQ plus community, and couples in the BDSM and consensual non-monogamous relationships. And so there is such a need for voices to be heard, because unpopular opinion for some, but racism is not the only oppression out there. And then if we want to talk about intersectionality, you have people of color who are also not heterosexual, and that comes with its own burdens and oppression too. So I'm not going to sit here and advocate for one pieces of trauma when there are other pieces of trauma too. That doesn't make sense. Me personally, I'm an A plus B equals C kind of person. So when you come to me about L and P and this, like, that doesn't make sense. And I say, make it make sense. How do you speak on one thing, but you have a problem speaking on another thing? I am not for that. I stand on equality, equity, and most importantly, advocacy. We have LGBTQ plus teens and children dying.
Dying.
Like, that's a whole thing in itself. They're dying. They're coming into my office and saying,
I
want to commit suicide because of this.
How did I know you were going to say the word dying? Because that is my ultimate platform, is youth suicide prevention. So I'm talking to parents of queer kids, because I know that the buck stops there and the buck starts there. The parents have the key to the joy or the pain of their children. I had a parent in my group today talking about how, well, her child's sexuality changes with whatever social media they're watching. I was like, ma'am, so what? So what if your child's sexuality is fluid? So what? Like, do not, she said, well, her husband is disabled. She's the only one that drives all the cars. She's the only one that shovels the snow. I said, listen, none of that has anything to do with your child's sexuality. You are projecting. You are projecting. Because that has nothing to do with your child's sexuality. So we had this conversation today. And talking about intersectionalities or intersections, I am the queen of Black, woman, West African, Nigerian, doctor, LGBT, mother of LGBT. I'm the one. So this, when you look at my face, you see all of those things and then some. So I'm like all about, let's do it. Let's talk about it. Let's make it, let's put it out there. So first of all, I want to say, sister, I see you, for the work that you're doing is not easy. I say to you, I see you, because that's something that we don't do enough. We're very quick to bring down, tear down, but then when it's time to elevate. So I want to say to you, thank you for elevating, for being able to be there for those of us who do not have anywhere to go. Okay. And then the second question is, I guess since you're not particularly in the LGBTQ plus community, you are an ally. Tell me, or tell those of us that are watching, how easy or how hard is it for you to be an ally?
It's as easy as waking up in the morning if you feel like you can do that. It's just about, I think, my personal belief, and I cannot speak for every ally or everyone out there, right? But my personal belief is the challenge, or where the kink that we get, kind of like tripped up on, is how can I be an ally, right? Specifically to LGBTQ plus community. So for one, a lot of people are still and a lot of Caucasian people are still trying to figure out how to be an ally to the BIPOC community, and they're still kind of like not even a tenth of the way there. So now we're talking about, how do I be an ally for LGBTQ plus community? Let me be the one to tell you where you can start. Open your ears and close your mouth.
I love this woman. Where have you been all my life? That's it. So if you can hear my voice, please type it in the comments so I can pin that comment. Open your ears and close your mouth. God gave you 2 ears so you can listen twice as much, and 1 mouth so you can shut up most of the time. Period.
Correct.
Point
because
blank, period. Someone please type that down for me so I can write it. Open your ears and shut your mouth, especially especially if you're the part of the village that it takes to raise a child. Because we don't realize that it takes a village to raise a child, but it also takes a
Absolutely.
village to save a child. So you have to
Absolutely.
do your part. You have to do your part. Wow, you're getting a lot of love. Please, if you can hear my voice, send some love to my beautiful, beautiful princess of a guest today. Send her some flowers. Type the word flowers and you see some flowers pop up. Send them to her, honey. Okay?
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
It's amazing.
I think
It's
that
as
is just
simple as just waking up in the morning and just
it
doing it.
is.
Just wake up
It
and say, I'm going to be
absolutely
an
is.
ally today. I don't want to show this. I don't want to show this cowboy in my video. So it's just as simple as saying, I'm going to be an ally today. That's it.
And it's making the conscious choice. It's making the, thank you so much. It's making the conscious choice to be, and here is the biggest part for me, consistency and congruency. And no, those are not the same things. When I say congruency, there is a term that we learn in graduate school called cognitive dissonance.
Dissonance.
That means that what you say, which is what you believe, and what you do does not add up. It doesn't. So you
Doesn't
want to make
align.
sure to be simpler, to put it in our millennial talk. The Migos once said, walk it like you talk it. If you can't walk it like you talk it, then I need you to get in the mirror behind closed doors and evaluate what the internal discrepancy is. So that's one, congruency. Number two, consistency. Don't tell me that you're ally today and tomorrow you're this, but tomorrow you're that, but tomorrow that. It's just making the conscious
That part.
choice here, with your executive lobe up here, for all my neurobio folks that are out there like me, making the conscious choice to be an ally every single day. That doesn't mean you're an ally behind closed doors, but when you get in front of your parents, then, maybe not. No, it doesn't mean that you're an ally, but then you go to church and you hear the same homophobic foolishness preached over a pulpit, and you're like, yes, one time for the one time, here's an extra dollar in the bucket. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. That's not consistent. That's not congruent. Okay, so you want to make sure that if you are an ally, and if it comes off a little harsh, you'll be okay. Put some ice on your feelings, because at the end of the day, this is what we need. Because we cannot be in a position, especially as allies, we can no longer be in a position where we are pacifying people's feelings. What is that going to do for you? Nothing. So therefore, when I say it like this, it's because I'm trying to get your attention, because it's so severe that children, adults, like, they're dying. They are dying. And then we want to talk about RIP. And I just spoke to
Sending your
them
thoughts
yesterday.
and prayers. Yes, sending your
Yes,
thoughts and prayers.
sending
I
your
don't want to
thoughts
hear
and
that
prayers.
bullshit. You know what? You
Yeah,
know what? I
sure.
think you're my IG live twin,
I think, yeah.
because your message is landing every single point that I preach every single day. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Sometimes you're anti-racist, sometimes you're not. When the going is good, you're an
Yes.
anti-racist. When the going is not so good, you're not. I don't want that. And you're right.
Yeah.
Cognitive dissonance is a real thing. And you know what? As a man thinketh, so he
So
be.
is he.
Okay.
Correct.
So basically, you can say all you want. You can say everything you want to say. But if you're not doing that, then that's not what you're thinking. It's as simple as that. And
Correct.
I'm talking from the standpoint of someone who when my child said that they were non-binary, I was destabilized a bit. But I quickly recovered,
And that's a natural
because it's
response.
not about me. It's not about
And
me.
that's it. I had a relative ask me, so if your son, and my son is almost 2 years old, if your son grows up and says, mommy, I have a partner and it's a guy, or it's this, or it's that, how would you respond? Would you feel like you failed as a parent? I said, let me tell you exactly how I would respond. I will look him in his face and ask him if he wants a sandwich. Would you like a BLT,
What's for
extra B,
dinner?
extra L, or extra T? Like, which one would you prefer? And at the end of the day, I said, bring your partner so I can meet who is loving on my child the way that he deserves to be loved on. I don't give a flying, fuck about anything else. That has nothing to do with me. It costs $0.00 to mind the business that pays you, and that's not my business. that's boundaries. That's not my business. My business is to make sure that I raise my son to be loving and to judge people based on their character and not the color of the skin, not their sexuality, not this, not that. No, it's just, who are you as a person? Who are you as a person? Like, I'm sick and tired of
being sick and tired.
having the same trend and seeing more and more and more, you know, those who are afraid to come out. And so they're suffering and they're dying inside themselves. And then you guys want to put up this ghetto ass like cloud picture. Like, come on. Like, it's 2021. We halfway through. We're almost to 2022.
Well,
Let's do this
exactly. We're in June already. In 6 months, we're going to be in 2022.
Let's do it differently.
I'm just loving you. Will you do me a favor? Will you come on my show? Because I'm going to have a TV show and it's going to be syndicated. I'm claiming that. Because I need people like you to talk to the world. Not that I can't, but it's always important to have a variety of voices.
It's strength in numbers. Yes. Absolutely. I am here anytime you let me know. I will clear my schedule for you, because this is a message that needs to go out to the world. And
thank you so much.
Needs to do their part.
Thank you so much. Free your mind counseling. I'd rather have a gay son than a dead son. I think that's going to be the title of my next book. So that's my third book down the road. Because at this point, people just need to just stop making it about them. You know, you're talking about children are dying. Adults are dying too.
Yes.
Adults are dying too. There are lots of adults that are dying every single day. And just because you haven't died a physical death doesn't mean you haven't died in an emotional death. A lot of people have died emotionally. Because there's a guy that follows me on Instagram. Hi sister, hi Dr. Ann. Hi, thank you, Kwame. Adults are dying, exactly. So there's a guy that follows me on Instagram. Of course, I'm not going to mention their name, but they are they're queer and they're an adult, and to this day they have not come out. They can't come out. They won't come out because they live in Nigeria and their family has held them hostage, essentially.
And Jamaica is no better. And Jamaica is no better.
Ghana is no better either.
Yes.
And they have so busy going to church. They're so busy going to church.
And it's terrible. And this is why, granted, I completely stand firm in the scientific belief that correlation does not imply causation. However, I would be remiss as a clinical mental health practitioner to not speak on the correlation between those in the LGBTQ plus community not being able to speak up and the higher rising rates in drugs and alcohol.
And homelessness.
And
suicide.
And HIV.
And HIV, thank you. And you know what? And you know what we're at it? It was the MSM, ML, was the men having sex with men.
I think it's MSM. I believe.
And then toxic masculinity. Throw that in there. And patriarchy. Throw that in there. And here's why MSM is so bad. MSM is so bad because, as you and I know, maybe you don't, but most people might know, or maybe they don't know. But either way, I'm going to put the number there. African American heterosexual women, heterosexual African American women have the highest incidence of HIV. Incidence means new cases. Why? Because they're having sex, unprotected sex, with African American men who are also having sex with men who, for whatever reason, toxic masculinity, religion, their mother, their grandma, Tuki, Boniqua, don't want to come out because they don't want to be seen as weak and soft and whatever, right?
And they want to be targeted. They want to be targets of violence.
Exactly. Look at what's happening to trans women, Black trans women.
Yes.
You know, and they're trying to, on the down low, exactly, they're trying to be all that they are not being, all that they can't be. Okay, so Dr. Ann, I need you to come on my show. Dr. Ann, I need you to sign up to come on my show because I love what you're doing. You're working with people, you're working with the whole concept of diversity and health inequity. So you need to come on this show, Dr. Ann. I'm putting your business out there. Yes, I am. But that is so true. So Ashley, what we're talking about right now is so real that I want to take it to the next level. In your practice, in the work that you're doing, do you see enough people who are walking this walk that we're talking right now, men having sex with men on the down low. Do you see those?
I have. And I like to call it, I'm a baby therapist. And so, I haven't been practicing as long as others, but in the 2 years that I've been practicing, I cannot tell you, like, I've run out of fingers as to how many African American males come to me and talk to me about these urges that they have, that they feel that they must or they're obligated to suppress because they are in marriages, they have children, all of these things are going on, and that is some work to do. That is a lot of work to do. And guys, what she's saying is not an opinion. It's not off of personal, like, it's science. Like, there are articles out there that actually do talk about studies with participants where bisexual African American males are one of the causes of of high risk sexual behaviors with African American women who
Women.
do have the highest rates as far as incidents and cases of HIV and AIDS.
Yes, I completely agree. I'm going to try to
That's
put
one.
my hand is hurting, just so my hand can rest a little bit. Okay, fantastic. Oh my goodness, girl.
Yes, I've seen it. I've seen it, and it is a lot to digest. It is very much a lot to digest, and there has been, I can count at least two clients tops where we did a lot of work around, exploring sexuality, acceptance of sexuality, what that means for their identity, and coming out. And actually, two of the several that I've worked with backtracked on that because they just were not ready, because they did not have the adequate support
Support.
to be able to express their sexuality freely or their sexual orientation freely. So this is why advocacy on a large level is important. And please do not hear my voice and do this rah, rah, rah thing today and not do your part, because it takes every single ally out there to use your voice to advocate for those who are oppressed in the LGBTQ plus community. And many of them look just like you.
That part. That's the thing. Can you hear me? Because I feel like
I
there's an
can.
echo.
I can hear you.
Okay, I feel like there's an echo. I was trying to rest my hand, but I think I'll come back in a second. I feel like there's an echo when I'm far away because there's a big window there. But y'all, okay, so I'm gonna take a second to reset the room because it's what I do. The show is called The Pride Corner, our coming out stories and more. And my guest today is Miss Ashley. Ashley is a counselor.
Yeah, so I'm a trauma and I'm an intuitive trauma informed clinical master healer and a business wellness coach for BIPOC mothers.
Fantastic. And Ashley is dropping some serious nuggets here. And if you've never known me before, my name is Dr. Lulu. The show is called The Pride Corner. I am on a TV set, so I can't talk too loud. I can't even be myself, honey, but at least I'm repping with my earrings,
Yes.
my t-shirt, and I'm repping with my James Avery. Okay, I'm trying to do everything that I can do. Okay, so she says my audio is breaking up. Well, I'm actually probably just going to call it a day because I'm running out of battery juice as well. But the point I'm trying to make is, if you've heard Ashley, then you know that you can hear the passion in her voice. And yes, you might have been practicing for 2 years, but you, my darling, have more experience than some people that I know that have been practicing for 20 years. Because sometimes a child is just born and they just know. They just know. You know it if you
Yes.
know it. That's it.
Yes.
You just know it if you know it. So if you can hear my voice, do me a favor and tap the arrow at the bottom of your screen and share this video with us. And follow me. We have this show every single day, 1 p.m. Central, every day, whether I'm on a TV set, or whether I'm at home, or whether I'm abroad. I'm going to do my show. And you know what? When you have you've been given a message, you need to deliver your message. Dr. Ann says, passionate, emotional intelligence in spades. There you are.
Mhm.
There you are. So thank you so much. So please give us some love, send her flowers. I mean, we might have spent only a few minutes, but you dropped so many nuggets that I haven't even gotten from some other people who may have 4 hours. No, it's not the duration of time, it's the intensity of the message
Yes.
delivering. Thank you, and thank you for that. So the show,
Thank you so much. And
yes,
whoever is on here, thank you so much for tuning in today with myself and Dr. Lulu. Again, you can find me on Instagram at A_R Counseling LLC. You can find me on Facebook at ANRCLLC. Reach out, say, hey, tell us hey, and tell us how you're feeling about what we've been talking about all month. This is so important, not just in Pride Month, but every month. So thank you for tuning in, Dr. Lulu. Thank you so much for having me. I look forward to connecting, to, guest appear on your show, and let's get this message out to the world.
more. So I have about 10%, so I think we can push on press a little bit. So here's the thing: before you leave, what would you say to a child? Well, actually, to a parent whose child just came out to them, who is struggling like, oh, what would the church say? What would the neighbors say? What would my sister say? What would my mother say? What would the child's father say? What do you have to say to that parent?
I would say this. Your first response is a natural response, because I understand that whether you suspect or not, whether you have an idea or not, please hear me, validate that your first response is a natural response. However, be very careful about the words that fly out of your mouth. I grew up in the church, and that's a whole other thing. But I was always taught that life and death is in the power of the tongue. Meaning, whether you are Christian, spiritual, atheist, agnostic, Buddhist, don't care. You have the power in your tongue to elevate and enhance and pour into or destroy the life of another, especially your children, because you are the frontline caregiver that gives them the message about how the world will treat them. And we already know that the world is unkind to the LGBTQ plus community. So you need to be the one to not add to that layer of lack of security or a lack of safety. Number one. Number two, if you love your child the way you think and or say you do, just love them. You don't even have to say anything. Like, you don't have to say, all you can do, if you don't have the words, just say, you know what? I'm listening.
Say
I'm
nothing.
listening.
Say
I
nothing.
don't know what to say right now. And that's valid, and because that's honest. But just say, I love you, I
But
support you, I accept you, and I'm listening. That is it. That is all.
all your child needs. That's all your child needs. And kids are so trusting and so loving. They're gonna stay in the closet as long as they have to, just to make you happy. That's what kids do. They're gonna stay in
Yes.
the closet. They're gonna deny themselves, and they are the child. They're gonna deny, but they are the child. You hear me? So you are the adult. Do what you gotta do. Get out of your own head, of your own.
Yes.
Stop making it about you. Make it about your child, because for some children it's a matter of life and death. And a little
Essentially, pull your head out of your ass. Just pull your
that's right,
head out of your ass and just listen.
and just do it. So my name is Dr. Lulu. The show is called The Pride Corner. That's a corner right there. We're gonna use that corner today, and we talk to queer community members and allies, and even a few homophobes. And today I'm joined by Ashley. Ashley, what's your last name?
Evans.
Okay, well, but her Instagram handle is at A_R counseling. Is it LLC?
LLC.
LLC.
Yes.
So find her at A_R counseling LLC, because there are lots of people who are listening to me now that probably maybe want to ask you to come on their podcast. Wink, wink.
And I'm always going to be available. I will always be
Dr. Ann,
available.
Dr. Ann, hint, hint. I just dropped the bomb right there. But you know, it's important that we support each other, especially Black women, because you know what? We are the ones that people look down on after the
Yes.
children. It's the women and it's the Black
Yes.
women. So we need to speak up for ourselves. We need to speak up for our men. We need to speak up
Yes.
for our kids. We need to
And
speak up
men,
for
speak
each
up for the
other.
Black women. That's
For each
also
other.
important. Don't think I'm not gonna. Men, speak up for the women that carry you
Ourselves.
on their shoulders since the dawn of time. Okay, that's. I had to get that out there. Sorry.
I love your passion, and I wish to God that I was at home, but that's okay. I'm killing all the birds with one stone. They've kind of hinted me twice that I'm going on. I'm going to go on. So I'm going to let you go, my darling. Thank you so
Thank,
much for coming. My name is
thank
Dr. Lulu. If you're not following me yet and you can hear my voice, kindly tap on that ask the word doctor. Lulu is Lulu, and follow me. Follow me on IG. Follow me also on TikTok, where I leave daily tips for queer parents at Dr. Lulu. Just type in dr.lulu and I'll pop up. My videos are actually trending according to what my cousin said. So there. But more importantly, if you're on Facebook and you are looking for a safe space, I have a private group called Positively Parenting Your LGBTQ plus children. I would like you to join us and just see other parents like you pouring into each other. I don't even do much there. It's automated. People are just there. But if you say one homophobic word, I'll chuck you out. Like it's that serious and that simple. And then
We don't do that
lastly,
around
if
here.
you're a parent and you're struggling with understanding your child and supporting your child, that's what I'm here for. Send me a DM and let's talk about it, okay? Because I was you once upon a time. I didn't struggle too hard because I had to just get with the program real quick. But everyone is not as fast as everybody else. So if just take your time, send me a DM, or if you know someone who's struggling, tell them about me and let's get the party started. Ashley, thank you so much. Before I let you go, do you have any words of advice for a child who is possibly struggling with being accepted, accepting themselves, all of that?
You are loved. You are loved, you are wanted, you are accepted, you are valued, you are worthy, you are amazing, you are everything that you are, that you will be in life. Your life is so precious. It is worth more than the most expensive jewels in the world. Your peace, your brilliance, your intellect, it is needed in this world. You have a calling on your life. You are filled with joy, happiness, peace, contentment, prosperity, fulfillment, and I speak all of that into you right now. You are never alone, ever. Ever, ever, ever. If you don't have parents who are willing to accept you, if your parents are putting you out, then I suggest you find me on social media. You can come to my house because you will always have a place to stay. You will always have food in your mouth and you will always have love in your heart from myself and Dr. Lulu.
And Dr. An, yes.
And
We
Dr.
need Dr.
Ann.
Yes, and Dr. An. Yeah, we have three moms. Just got three moms right
And
now.
we'll all be your mama.
Yes, we'll all be your mama and we'll spoil you rotten. And yes, you will live your life out loud. You will go places that you're supposed to go. You're getting so much love. You're getting flowers. You're getting hearts. This is so
Thank
important.
you so much.
Yes.